I remember leaving the party. I was walking in my car, and I was with 3 other females, and I walked ahead of the group because I had to unlock my car. And when the other 3 females came to the car, two of them were arguing, and I just remember one saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, I didn't mean to do it." And I didn't know what happened between them. And one of them, 2 of them got in the back seat, and one began to kick the back of my seats. And I told her that she would have to stop, or else she would have to get out of my car. She continued to kick the seat, so I told them to get out, her and her friend. And the one that was kicking the back of my seats, she walked over to my side of the car, and I guess she was angry at me because I told her to get out. So she punched me, and she put me in a headlock, and we began to tussle, and I eventually fought her off of me, and I ran to the passenger side of the car where my friend was, and I told my friend to get in the car because the girl was trying to fight me, and I didn't want to be involved with that. So I told her to get in the car. I'm just going to leave them both here. And the girl that I told to get in the car, she just said, no, I don't want to leave them. They say far. I don't want to leave them out here. I said, I don't care. They're trying to fight me. We're leaving. So eventually I got my friend in the car, and I ran back over to my driver's side, and I put the car in reverse. And I just remember, being grabbed real forcefully, like somebody was trying to yank me out of the car, and I just kept thinking to myself, I was like, they're still trying to fight. I didn't know who was yanking me. I just assumed that they were still trying to fight me. And I pulled out of my parking space, and next thing I remember, I heard something real loud, and next thing I know, my whole left side went numb, and I kept thinking to myself, I didn't know what happened. It just felt like something just jumped up and bit me, and it hurt, and I just remember thinking to myself, I got to get out of the car, because whatever it was, I knew it happened in the car. So I go to step out of the car, but my whole left side is numb, so I fall out of the car, and as I'm laying on the ground, I remember smelling iron, and I tried to move, and I put my hand on the ground, and I looked at my hand, I saw blood, and I began to panic. I started sweating real hard. I started urinating on myself. I thought I was going to die, and I just thought somebody in the crowd had shot me. I just didn't know who had shot me. I just knew I was shot. I knew I was bleeding. I just knew I just didn't want to die.
Some people might ask, you're in the car, you start to get grabbed. What a normal person would do is, wouldn't they look to see who's grabbing them?
Well, in my mind, I'm thinking it's them. So I'm zoned out, and I'm thinking, the only thing on my mind is just leave. Just leave.
And there's no denial. I mean, you were obviously intoxicated at the time, so that might have played a part in this too, right? Where you're.
That's true.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, and then at that point, you still didn't realize that there was a police officer there.
I never knew there was a police officer on the scene at all. The only time I found out the police officer was there is when I was in a hospital. Once I was out of surgery, it was like a day later, I believe, and 2 detectives came to my room, and once I agreed to speak with them and I told them what happened, that's when they said that they were able to tell me what happened that night, and that's when they when they informed me that it was a police officer who actually shot me, and I was just shocked.
Let me ask you this. The Commonwealth's attorney's doing their investigation to try to figure out if the police officer was justified in using force. If they come back and they say that he was justified, that it was okay for him to use his weapon in that case, what will your reaction be?
I just can't bring myself to ever believe that he would be justified for that, and I just feel like that would be wrong, because it could have been, anybody could get shot again. So I just feel like if nobody takes a stand for this, then it could happen again, because they're gonna think it's all right.
And so there were no lights and sirens going off either?
There was no police cars, there was no sirens, there was no lights, there was nothing to indicate the police was there at all.
You're taken from the hospital to jail, and so talk about what jail was like, because obviously, it's something that I'm sure you don't ever want to experience again, and you've never been there before.
Definitely.
So what was it like?
Jail was the worst experience ever, because not only did they take me straight from the hospital, I had staples in my stomach, I had staples in my leg, I was on no pain medicine. They gave me no pain medicine, and I just remember sitting in booking for it felt like 2 hours, and with no pain medicine, I'm in pain, and I just kept thinking I was gonna get an infection, and I remember I couldn't even sneeze without feeling like a staple was getting ready to pop out of my stomach, and the whole situation was just the worst experience ever.
And then here you are, and they're not letting you out.
And
I mean,
it just really just mentally, it messed with me mentally. I just remember thinking, I just really wished that I had died. I just felt like that would be better than being in jail like that with no pain medicine, just in pain. And I just felt like I just didn't understand it.
I mean,
Why?
here you are, you're facing some pretty serious charges. I mean, you're attempted malicious wounding on a police officer. That's serious.
I know it. I couldn't imagine going to prison because I felt like that wasn't for me. My whole mental state was just everywhere.
At what point did you find out that it was a police officer who pulled the trigger? I mean, because you didn't know at the time, right?
I didn't know it was a police officer who shot me. I didn't know who had shot me. I thought it might have been somebody in the crowd. I didn't know who it was. But actually, I found out once I decided to speak with the detectives that came to my room, and they actually were the ones that informed me that it was a police officer.
What was your reaction?
I just couldn't believe it, and I was wondering why. Why would he shoot me? Because at the time of the incident, I felt like I was doing the right thing by trying to leave the situation, and I felt like I don't understand why he would shoot me, of all people, the one who was trying to get away from the issue.
You mentioned the jail thing, and then here you are, and then even when those charges were dropped, of the police officer involved charges, they're still not letting you out. I mean, what?
No, I just kept thinking to myself, I have to be strong, because I knew that I had to be strong and I had to be patient, because that was the only way I was going to be able to get through the situation.
What makes you upset? I mean, is it the fact that do you feel like they shot you for no reason?
I definitely feel like I was shot for no reason, because I definitely wasn't being aggressive. I feel like I wasn't a threat to anybody, and I know that my intentions weren't to hurt anybody. So I just feel like, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it.
And you got to go through, I mean, obviously, rehab now. I mean, you're still injured today.
Definitely. I still can't feel my hip, my kneecap. My inner thigh is still numb. I walk with a limp. Any little thing, if I'm bumped, I'll fall over because my leg is so weak and I can't feel it. So my balance is off. So I know I got to go through a lot of physical therapy to fix the issue.
I mean, how scary is that? Here you are, you're sitting in your car, and you get shot by a police officer. I mean, it could happen to anyone. Obviously, police officers have a duty to make sure if they're going to fire, it's for good reason, right?
Definitely, and I feel like he didn't have to shoot me. I feel like if he wanted to stop the car, if he wanted to stop the situation, I feel like he didn't have to shoot me. I feel like he could have shot the tires. I feel like he could have used any other measure besides shooting me. I feel like he could have did anything besides shoot me.